Okay.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome. Welcome to our October monthly program. So I'm Sonia and I work with PVAS. I think everybody here probably knows that, but maybe some people don't. I'm going to make some announcements of some things that have recently happened with PVAS, some things coming up before I introduce Linda, our speaker for tonight. So first of all, we're really excited to have finishing onboarding our new AmeriCorps teams, with 6 people who will be serving the next 6 months to 1 year as environmental educators. They started just a few weeks ago and they are going full steam. Today they were helping to spread dirt all over what's going to be the living roof at Cool Spring, and they've done field trips this week and class visits, and yeah, they are great and I'm so happy to have them. Speaking of the living roof, so that's a picture of JJ, our AmeriCorps educator from today, after spreading some dirt on the roof. So this weekend we have a bunch going on. We have the living roof planting going on at Cool Spring on Sunday, and on that same day at Cool Spring, Diana Purcell, Master Naturalist, will also be doing nature journey. And this is the last for the season. She takes a break during the late fall and winter months. So if you want to do nature journaling, this is your last chance until it gets really cold and then warms back up. That same day at Yank Tower, I'll be at Yank Tower doing walkables. So we rely on community members to help us lead programs to gather people together and explore nature together. So that's what the walk host training is going to be all about. And the week following this weekend, so next week, Master Naturalist Ellen Murphy will be leading a wellness walk on C&O Canal. I'll be leading a full moon walk, and our calendar has a whole lot more stuff going on. You have sheets there, and if you're joining us online, please check out our calendar. I want to tell you about some other things that are coming up soon in the next month, but a little further out. One that we're really excited about is Trail of Bones. And this is something that's been going on for a number of years, and it's a lot of fun. We get bones at different educational stations out on the trails at Cool Spring, have some fun lights, have a cool Halloween vibe. And this year we're doing something a little different. We're having it 2 nights instead of just 1 night. So there's a family night and then there's a 21+ night. So you can pick and choose your own adventure. Something else that's coming up later in October is our fall fundraising event. And so that's fall foliage, fiddles, and fair. And that's going to be an afternoon, 3 to 6 p.m. at Sundog's Bed and Breakfast. And for those of you that attend, and I do have some RSVPs, so let me know if you want one of those at the end of the season. For those of you that attend, we'll have some fiddle music, so some good old-time fiddle music. We'll have fires to stay warm. We'll have wine and cider and beer, as well as some chili with various fixins. So it should be a really fun time with good people and supporting the work that we do. So really appreciate it if you consider coming out for that. One other thing happening this next month that we're really excited about is this year, Casey is going to be doing a training specifically about the birding community science projects that are going to be happening this winter. So maybe you've heard about the Christmas bird count and some of those other ones escaping my brain at this moment. But there's a lot of birding community science that happens in the winter time. So Casey's going to be teaching you how to be involved with that, and especially if you're a master naturalist. I mean, this is education hours right here, and then doing the community science is volunteer hours. So a really great way to be involved. Next monthly program, we're excited to have one of the PVAS family who will be presenting. So that will be Christian Thomas, who is a geospatial engineer with Sky Group. He is also Amy Thomas's husband, who is our lead educator and naturalist. And he's going to be giving a really interesting talk, leveraging satellite imagery and machine learning to identify and monitor threats to the environment. So we're really looking forward to that really cutting edge work that he's doing and learning about that. Okay, and with this, I would love to go ahead and introduce Linda, and I'm going to share your biography. Okay, so Linda, raised in New Jersey, Linda was a special educator for 22 years and an educational diagnostician for 12. Upon retirement, she moved to Maryland at the birth of her first grandson in 2011. Due to her continued love of teaching, she worked in a reading program at an elementary school in a K-5 autism program. At this time, she met her future husband and continued working until his retirement in 2018. Her relocation to outside of Shepherdstown, West Virginia was, needless to say, an adjustment for Linda, but with a newfound love in pickleball and their farm, she started to embrace and found Almost Heaven. Although her Almost Heaven had lots of corn and soy, it did not have a garden. She became a Berkeley, Jefferson County master gardener and began planting gardens and also became a beekeeper. Well, there were so many creepy crawlers about that, about becoming a master naturalist, naturally followed. So upon visiting her now 3 grandsons during the summer at their beach house in Berlin, Maryland, she became intrigued by all the bee paraphernalia at the local town fair. Come to find out, Berlin was a Bee City USA. After a discussion with Berlin's mayor assistant and some research, it absolutely became obvious that Shepherdstown would be a perfect place to establish a Bee City USA status. Armed with PowerPoint and Xerces Society references, Linda made a plea to the town council to Shepherdstown to become a Bee City. That evening, the mayor and town council unanimously and enthusiastically signed the resolution. This is the story. Thank you for joining us.
Well, I'm really excited to be here tonight to talk to you about something that is so near and dear to me, and that is a Bee City and what it's all about. This is just to get your attention, a picture of Gidget. She's absolutely adorable. She has absolutely nothing to do with this. I am also currently a chicken mama. I just began to raise chickens. So our farm is really busy with bees, the chickens, the feral cats, and all sorts of other things. I'm going to talk to you about Bee City USA and what it is. It's an initiative of the Xerces Society for Invertebrate Conservation. It was established in 1971. And the Xerces Society is the forefront of invertebrate protection, harnessing the knowledge of scientists and enthusiasm of citizens to implement conservation programs worldwide. Xerces uses advocacy, education, and applied research to conserve invertebrates and their habitat. Now, it came from in 1971, Xerces became established, but in 1941, the Xerces blue butterfly became extinct. When San Francisco was built, they annihilated its habitat. And that is where Xerces Society got its name, Xerces. The Bee City USA initiative and its sister initiative, Bee Campus USA, bring communities together to sustain native pollinators, and in particular, okay, there we go. And in particular, sorry, again, something is, and in particular, more than 3,600 species of native bees in this country. Communities commit to increase the abundance of native plants, provide nest sites, and reduce pesticide use. Affiliates also incorporate pollinator conservation into education and outreach programs. Bee City's sister initiative, Bee Campus USA, works with college and university campuses. Shepherdstown Bee City looks forward to incorporating Shepherd University possibly into becoming a Bee City, Bee Campus. Later in the program, I will be going over the commitments in more depth, discussing advantages about joining the initiative, but I want to start by briefly taking a closer look at what we mean by when we're conserving native pollinators. Most people were surprised to learn that there is so much diversity in the world of bees. I'm going to go back to this. There are, in fact, 7 distinct families of bees that vary hugely in their appearance, as well as their strategies for nesting, eating, and interacting with others of their species. A lot of different bees, aren't there? Beautiful. When you hear the word bee, you often think of one bee species, correct? That's the Apis mellifera, or the European honeybee. Honeybees are a social species, making them ideal for agriculture. While honeybees are integral to our current food system, the European honeybee is not native to the United States, but was brought to North America from Europe in the 1600s. The United States is also home to 3,600 native bee species. While honeybees will feed on a wide variety of native and non-native plants, native pollinators are more dependent on the native plants that they have evolved alongside. Bee City USA neither encourages nor discourages beekeeping, but the focus of the program is not honeybees, which is hard for me because I am a beekeeper. Beekeeping can be a fun hobby or a business opportunity, but keeping honeybees is not the same as conserving for our native pollinators. However, the steps to conserve for our native pollinators will also help our honeybees. In fact, many Bee City USA and Bee Campus USA affiliates are beekeepers in addition to their work on native bee conservation. That is why the Eastern Panhandle Beekeepers Association has taken up this project. They were instrumental in providing the application fee for becoming a bee city. And for the 3rd time, the U.S. is home to around 3,600 species of native bees. Between 25 and 30% of these species are considered specialists, meaning that they will only collect pollen from certain types of plants. Before we delve into why conserving pollinators is important, I want to show you a few pictures displaying the diversity of native bees. As I said before, they can vary hugely in size, color, and overall appearance. This is a longhorned honeybee. Beautiful, isn't it? And this is a bumblebee, and a tiny solitary bee collecting nectar and pollen from the same thistle flower. Bees can also have nearly hairless, colorful metallic bodies like this green metallic sweat bee. And this is, it's hard to see in this picture, but they're really very, very small. And I found them all over my basil plants. I can see they're just beautiful. The bottom line is there's a whole lot of bees. In fact, 20,000 species of bees globally. I'm not going to tell you again that there's 3,600 in the United States and Canada. In Oregon, where the Xerces Society is based, there are between 600 and 800 species of native bees, and 80 to 100 in the city of Portland alone. And in the Portland area, there's likely to be 20 to 30 native bee species in one single garden, providing you have native plants. Bees aren't the only species that pollinate plants. Other groups that contribute to pollination include butterflies, moths, beetles, and flies. Hummingbirds and bats also pollinate some plants. Now we're going to talk about, now that we've talked about the diversity of native bees, I want to share some of the reasons why you should care and take steps to protect our pollinators. Approximately 85% of flowering plants require a pollinator to transfer pollen and allow fertilization of flower. Pollinators are also responsible for a component of 1 in every 3 mouthfuls of food that we drink or consume. In the US alone, the value of crop pollination has been estimated to be between 18 and $27 billion. Pollinators are a keystone species in almost all of our ecosystems. They enable the growth of fruits and seeds that make up a major part of the diet of many animals and are a staple in the diets of a variety of other species. If you like springtime, oops, did I hit that too fast? Yes. If you like springtime flowers, summer picking, pumpkins at Halloween, and pie at Thanksgiving, or a bowl of salsa with fresh garden tomatoes, then you not only like pollinators, you need pollinators. As you likely already know, pollinators are in trouble. Dozens of studies show that pollinators are in a decline globally. Worldwide, up to 40% of pollinator species may be at risk of extinction in the coming years. In North America alone, more than a quarter of our bumblebee species are in decline. Unfortunately, it's not just pollinators that are declining. There's evidence of declines in every group of insects that have been studied in many countries. The drivers of pollinator declines include a variety of environmental stressors. Among these are habitat loss and degradation, pesticide use, disease and pathogens, and climate change. I don't know if anybody just saw an article today where they just showed massive dead bees from the floods that are happening in Florida. The good news is that there are steps you can take to improve the outlook for pollinators. Many of the declining species frequent our neighborhoods, parks, and backyards. We can all help to conserve these species through making slight adjustments to activities many of us already do, like planting flowers, battling our backyard weeds, and raking leaves. We need to take steps at all levels to protect, restore, and enhance habitat for pollinators. Urban and suburban areas can play a key role in pollinator conservation, and Bee City USA provides a framework for communities to work together towards positive change. For instance, no mow, no mow May. Leave the dandelions. Plant clover instead of grass. It's green and the bees love it. And of course, plant native plants. Whether in urban areas or on rural or working lands, there are a few basic principles to conserve pollinators. These principles include planting native species that evolve alongside our native pollinators and that bloom sequentially throughout the growing season. Provide areas for pollinators to nest, including bare ground for ground nesting species, in pithy stems, rotting wood, and other materials for cavity dwellers. Leave the leaves. It's great mulch, and it's a wonderful winter resting place. Find alternatives to pesticides by implementing integrated pest management, such as crop rotation in your vegetable gardens. It disrupts the cycle of the pests, or using companion planting. And finally, educating and spreading awareness. Creating habitats across landscapes requires a large-scale understanding of the threats pollinators face and opportunities for supporting them. In Shepherdstown, we have taken steps to becoming an affiliate of the Bee City USA. It's a certification program that supports and recognizes communities that are committed to protecting our pollinators. A constantly expanding group of cities and colleges and university campuses have committed to conserving pollinators in their communities through becoming affiliates of Bee City USA and Bee Campus USA. Currently, There are in 47 states, including DC and Puerto Rico. There are 221 bee cities, USA, and there's 194 bee campus, USAs. In order to become an affiliate of Bee City USA, cities make a variety of commitments. Oh, I meant to tell you, the first town in West Virginia that became a bee city was Williamstown. Then Shoeshine, a snowshoe, became a Bee City USA in 2018. Then Westover in 2022. Morgantown in January of 2023, and Shepherdstown became the 5th Bee City USA in West Virginia. That is something I think we should be very proud of. So the commitments. First, cities must establish a Bee City committee. That's the first thing I did. I found people that were interested. I talked to everybody about Bee City. I was taking a master naturalist class. I brought it up there, and that was last year before it really got off the ground. And people were like, hey, Gil, I would like to know what you're doing. Send me information on it. And it started to grow. So the committee is responsible for carrying out the commitments and integrating Bee City activities into a broader community. Anyone can start a Bee City in your town. The committee should include people who are excited about pollinator conservation and can play a role in meeting the program's commitments. You have a chair, or perhaps co-chairs. You also have somebody from the city that is involved. I went to the town council in Shepherdstown, and I have a liaison from the town council who is working with Bee City and reports back to the town council the things we are doing. We are sanctioned by the town council, so we are very involved with that. The city, it also should include engage citizens and local experts. On my committee, there are people from Berkeley Jefferson Extension Master Gardeners Program, people who are master naturalists, Monarch Alliance, Eastern Panhandle Beekeepers Association people. And just recently, we have started a partnership with the town watershed program that's happening in Shepherdstown. Second piece, sorry, I want to show you those back. The second Bee Cities commit to create and enhancing pollinator habitats on public and private lands. We will be planting, I will be sharing with you some of the projects we've done, planting in public spaces. And we also obviously encourage people to plant pollinator gardens in their private land. This includes planting native pollinator-friendly plants, reducing or eliminating use of pesticides, and creating natural nesting areas. One of the places we got involved in was we helped to eradicate or take out some of the invasives that were in the Shepherdstown town run. And then we planted a pollinator garden. And if you go and see it, it is really taking off and it's looking beautiful. And about 3 weeks ago, I was there watering, and there were monarch caterpillars. So it's really exciting to see that happening. Plant it and they will come. Over the next few years, the affiliation with Bee City creates an integral pest management plan. That is something that we are going to be focusing on this year. We need to have an IPM. This plan outlines appropriate uses of pesticides and a plan of using alternatives to pesticides for pest control. The Xerces Society has a variety of resources that can help cities develop. In fact, this afternoon, I was on a webinar with Xerces, and it was a wonderful introduction about IPMs. So that is something that in one of my meetings of Bee City, which I will tell you when we have them, I would like to have that webinar to start the conversation about what we're going to do about pesticides. The committees also commit to creating a recommended native plant list. It's great for me to tell you plant native plants, but a lot of people are like, I don't know what a native plant is. And just because you go to a nursery and it might say an Appalachian red rose or no, or blue stem, it might not be a native plant, just because it has the word Appalachian. Because some of our planters, people that are putting plants out there, put on something that will make you want to buy it and think you're buying something native. You get it home, you get it in the ground, and when you find out, it might be very well be invasive. So you have to go to someplace trustworthy. You have to know what you're planting. We have lists of native plants to plant. We have lists of where to purchase those native plants. We have a list, and we have about 18 nurseries on the list, and they've all been vetted. The committee also helps to plan policies and plans related to planting and pesticide reduction. The committee hosts pollinator awareness events. This can include or be added to pollinator components that is an already existing event. For instance, we have already had, Shepherdstown, we are at the farmer's market. We were there from April to middle of October, and we were, the end of September, and we were there every other week. We have a booth, we have our signs, we have handouts, we have lots and lots of information. We also even have a sign-up sheet that if you're interested in getting information of what we're doing and our minutes from our meetings that we have once a month, if you would like to sign up and give me your email address, you can be added to our list. Right now, our list is up to over 150 people. So we are sending that out, and we have after our monthly meetings. We also had a booth for the Street Fest in Shepherdstown. We had, if you were, anybody go to the parade in Shepherdstown for their 4th of July? If so, you got to see our Bee-mobile, which is a 1930 yellow Ford pickup truck. And it even had antenna on it, and that was really coming out for Shepherd's, for being a bee city. We also had a fundraiser, and it was a tremendously successful fundraiser at Alma Bee, and we were so appreciative of the restaurant and the Alma Bees and the folks that were there and the wait staff that we decided that we are going to plant a pollinators garden as a thank you. Well, that's changed just a little bit because I have been contacted by Sonia Ebenescu, who is a professor at Shepherd's University, and they are painting a beautiful welcome mural gateway to Shepherdstown. It's called the Gateway Mural. And it has bees and hives and animals, and they asked us to hold off on planting the pollinator garden so that we can plant something that will go along with the mural. So take a look in Shepherdstown, go there and eat, I can say that. Go there and have a meal. It's wonderful food, and it's a wonderful gateway into Shepherdstown. So we have been doing lots of things to reach out. You only really have to do one, but we have been reaching out constantly in Bee City. Affiliates also acknowledge their Bee City affiliation with science and online presence. We are on Facebook, so I really would appreciate it, and it's Shepherdstown Bee City is our Facebook page. We really would appreciate it if you would go on our Facebook page, like us, and follow us. This is our logo. We are not, I don't think we're going to use this logo. This is the Xerces logo. Now, when I say this logo, we have to put up some signage in town. And we are looking to put up 4 signs, and we are looking to use this beautiful logo that Heather Crosby designed for us. Look for that. And that's one of the things that we will also be working on this year. The committee also must annually apply for renewal, and we have to report all the things we've done during the year to Xerces for a renewal, and fill out a renewal application. It's due at the end of February of each year after the affiliate has been certified for a full calendar year. The reports allow Bee City USA to make sure that the affiliates are completing their commitments and also allow affiliates to share the exciting work with other affiliates. Oh, this is where we had to pay our application fee, an annual renewal fee. Thank you for the Eastern Panhandle Beekeepers Association. They paid our fee. Now, what I was thinking about doing Shepherdstown as a bee city, or doing a bee city, I thought, gee, some are in the county, so a little overwhelming to me. And I thought, Shepherdstown is a good place to start. Well, Shepherdstown has under 9,999 people, so our fee is only $100. And it will continue to be $100 for our renewal fee. So, by becoming an affiliate of Bee City, you and your town ensure the survival of vital animal species, including bees and other pollinators crucial to the health of our environment. You build community locally and nationally through bringing your city together around a positive, shared cause and connect with communities across the country that have made the same commitment. You improve local food production and raise community awareness of how our food grows. People who have told me that they're planting pollinator gardens, their vegetable gardens are really doing very well. We just planted berries for the first time, and we've had just a wonderful crop of berries this year. Support local businesses, including native plant nurseries and pollinator-friendly landscaping. You address pest problems with fewer pesticides using integrated pest management, and heighten the awareness of biological diversity. Affiliates also receive support from Xerces. So if you do this, there's a lot of great support. They have an online presence, Xerces, and they are fabulous. And they have webinars often, and there's always somebody you can email if you need some help, which I do. Filling out the application, they were wonderful. They have resources, including guidelines, fact sheets, webinars, and a monthly newsletter. So to sum up, in order to apply, cities must form a committee. Committee could be small. We just started with a few people and we've expanded. Complete an online application. Receive approval from the highest elected official. With the mayor of Shepherdstown signed, and so so did the town council. Have the town council adopt a resolution, and we paid an application fee. Applicants do not need to have achieved all of the commitments before applying. The application is essentially a pledge that you promise to complete the commitments before the first renewable year is due. However, not everything has to be done within the first year. This is not a race, okay? It's a long-term project. The number of outreach events hosted, habitat areas planted, and signs displayed should fit with the committee's capacity and interest. So to be successful, a long-term initiative of the city, the shape that the city's involvement takes, should be determined by the committee and the community. You can visit. Oh, well, this is Gidget again. There isn't anything we can do about the Xerces blue, but we can save the pollinators that are here. I would like to share with you some of the things, I've talked to you about some of the things that we've done. I wanted to let you know that we have a meeting the third Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock at the Shepherdstown Library, where we talk about all of our projects and initiatives. We had our fundraiser in April of last year. We are looking to have another fundraiser this April at Alma Bee. It worked so well, we wanted to do it again. Why do we need a fundraiser? we also are applying, for nonprofit. We need it for supplies. I have brochures, and we have these beautiful cards and things at our display. I'd like you to take a brochure before you leave, so you can find out more about Bee City USA. Love for you to come to our meeting and hear about what we do. The activities, I talked about our outreach programs, about sharing and encouraging planting native plants in private gardens and what to plant and where to get your native plants. Projects, the pollinators garden along the welcome for Alma bees is in the works. Partnership with the town running the watershed, cleaning that up, and also planting native plants. We assisted in planting 800 plugs in a meadow, and that will be that's at Sundogs. The new Welcome Center in Shepherdstown needs container planters, and we've been asked to possibly do a pollinator garden for that. It's a great opportunity to demonstrate native container planters. People living in maybe in a condo or in a townhouse and they don't have a lot of area. Even if you plant in a container garden, that is wonderful. That will help our pollinators. Doesn't all have to be in the ground. And we are involved with the community center in Shepherdstown and involved in Morgan's Grove Park, where we will be, where we are talking about helping to get rid of some of the invasives there and also putting in maybe a butterfly garden or certainly a pollinator garden there. So our goals for the coming year is to create a website. We don't have a website yet, we just have a Facebook page. Displaying our Bee City signage at entrances in Shepherdstown. Obtaining a nonprofit status. We also, though, want to reach out to the community besides Shepherdstown. We want to help other communities. So anyone is welcome to join us and to help us spread the word. Thank you. Oh, we already had a thank you. Does anybody have any questions to learn more? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Okay. Anybody have any questions for me?
I do.
Okay.
So, where do we find that list of native plants that you recommend?
Where do you find a list of native plants? Right now, we will post it to our webpage when we get that up and running. We really should post it to our Facebook page. The only thing is with the Facebook page, it's going to get lost.
Yeah,
and you'll never find it. So the other thing I could tell you, if we had the farmers market, if they come to the farmers market and we would have it. But if you put your name on this or perhaps come to a meeting, you can get it from us then. Yes.
I'll say too that anything that you want to share, we can put on the monthly programs page on the PVAS website as well, or we'll link to this presentation.
Excellent. Excellent.
There's the society on the website. You can have a listing for region by region, and then we also like we drill down there further. I think they even have like right now. We wanted to start in slow down, so they will look through the winter and to explain in this week.
Yes, Xerces Society on Xerces.org. They're a wonderful reference. They're great resources. Actually, one of the Howard County, Maryland, has a presence on it on the Xerces site, and they have a wonderful website, and actually we use their website and their plants because we're in the same growing zone of 7. And you know, most people know that our zone has changed to climate change. So it's a great resource to find plants. But do come to the meeting. Any other questions? Do you have any Zoom questions?
No Zoom questions, but people are welcome to write them in the chat and I will ask them out loud.
Okay. Thank you. How many bees are in this area? How many are the native bees? Like I told you that there were 600 to 800 in Portland? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but I do know that and it's really interesting that I don't walk quickly past my garden anymore. I stand there with my cup of coffee and I just stand there. And I can count all the different native bees that are on the plant. Walking by, you don't see, oh yeah, you see the great big beautiful, bumblebee. But you don't see the really teeny tiny little ones. So I can't tell you, I don't really know the answer to that question.
I was in a community garden in Montgomery County, Maryland, and someone at the time, we were encouraged if we saw bees on any of our vegetables, to take a picture, if we could get a picture, and send it to a certain organization that was trying to identify the bees, kind of like the way we do bird counts.
Yes.
They were doing a bee count, but I don't know who that was. It's been a while since I've been part of it.
Especially since, our bumblebee population is really going down. I mean, so we are, and there's different bumblebees, not just one bumblebee. So, yes, I've heard about the counts. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Well, I thank you for listening, and I hope that you enjoyed the presentation and you will go back to your respective towns and think about starting a bee city, and I'll be glad to help you. These are some pamphlets. Would you like a